Hello, I'm T.S. Cruza, and this is my Sprint 2 demonstration video. So, what my main areas of focus for this sprint were, number one, getting everything at the surface into an all-in-one package. So this is the fiber optic network media converter and also Ethernet to USB-C converter combined. This just plugs straight into the computer and then plugs into the tether. The second part was getting an internal frame set up. So these are the Raspberry Pi, this hat that lets me break out the GPIO easily and wire the rest of the wiring harness, and the network converter in one stack on this frame that also holds the battery in place. My next focus was getting the main external housing, main housing assembly assembled. So this is the connector for the fiber optic to the external, and then all of these are waterproof connectors. The front one is for camera. This will be for the pumps. This is for the motors on the left side. This is for all of the servos to control the motors, the angle of the nozzle. This is the arming plug, and this is the other motor. This will be painted orange to signify that this is the main connector to turn on this device. This is the tether now at this point. It is now reinforced with a paracord line, so it takes off some of the strain from the fiber optic connector. I will probably put a sleeve around these just to help connect them, but for the moment I just have it zip tied every so often along. And then I also worked on the sediment sampler. So this will be mounted underneath the ROV like this with these mounting points, and it pulls in water through this hose, water and sediment through this hose, and it gets deposited inside this mason jar. And the water gets pulled through this 5-micron filter and expelled through this impeller motor and then out this flow meter, so we can see that, okay, the motor is pumping and we are getting flow through this. Yeah, let me just get some things assembled and I'll be right back. Okay, so this is the main assembly with the frame mounted on the inside. It is very secure. The battery is held in place underneath, and this connector is open for me to connect to the arming plug. And so this is how the overall connection will be. This is the fiber optic line tether going up to the box that will be at the surface, and this will plug into my computer. The sediment sampler will be mounted underneath directly like so, with the hose positioned in view of the camera. Okay, we're back in my kitchen sink, and the pump is currently running, and I'm going to try to demonstrate a sample collection. It's going to be really hard not to block the view with my arms, but I'll try my best. So I'm just placing a sample of mud into the water, and I'm going to carefully put the tube into the glass without exposing it to air, and you should be able to see that immediately the sampler housing, the jar is just full of dirt, and this is what was muddy water, has now been all sucked out. And I'll turn off the pump, and you can see it is now full of some sediment. The filter itself is really easy to wash. You just pull it off and then give it a rinse, and then you can insert it back onto the tube. Yeah, and this jar can easily be changed out for a fresh one as well. Okay, this is just a closer view of the pump working, and you can see the sediment being vacuumed off of the bottom of my sink. There we go. Quite a considerable difference. And I'll just turn off the pump and show you what it's captured.